Hello there, how are you today? Today I thought we'd take a walk into Winchester city centre. So recently I've been thinking about why many of us may have an underlying feeling of unworthiness. So while we were walking, I thought we could explore reasons why we may feel unworthy of having the good things in life. Now, I'm not a psychologist or an expert in this field, so please seek professional help if you feel you need help in any way. I just feel that it's time to tackle these feelings and share what I'm doing to try and overcome these feelings that I have. Maybe we all feel like this sometimes, and I'd love to know how you overcome these feelings if you feel the same way. So when I started nutrition, the one thing that we were taught was to look for the root causes of symptoms. So I guess it's worth looking at where these feelings come from. As far as I can remember, I've always been sensitive from my earliest years. Like most children, my brothers and I were left with a minder whilst my parents went out to work. And I was a skinny child with very little appetite, so a lot of the time I couldn't eat the food that the minder gave me. Although I can't remember what she said, the feelings that she left me with have stuck with me throughout my life. She made me feel ungrateful and not deserving of what I had, just because I couldn't eat the food that she gave me. Being born into a religious culture also reinforced a mentality of shame, and being subservient, being diminished was seen as a virtue. Psychologists tell us that up until we're around the age of 5 to 7 years old, we're in a theta mental state. This means that we absorb everything that we see, hear or experience. We take it all in and accept it as truth, all without questioning whether it's right or wrong. Even more so, whether it's right or wrong for us as an individual. Some of us may have absorbed a lot of negative experiences from our childhood. We may have internalized these experiences as feelings of not being good enough, leaving us feeling like we're not deserving or worthy of the good things in life, as well as feeling as though someone or something has power over what happens in our life. If we're not aware of these feelings, they may have a negative impact on our life, and we may end up choosing jobs, people, or lifestyles that reinforce the feeling of unworthiness. Even worse, we may spend our life doing things to prove that we are worthy of the good things in life. And how many of us go through life feeling like this? How we get over these feelings will be different for all of us. And here's what I've discovered when it comes to overcoming feelings of unworthiness. The first and most important thing to do is to become aware of these feelings. Most of the time we bury our feelings deep down because we may have been taught that it's not good to express anger or resentment or any other emotions. Or you'll seem to be weak if you express sadness or your failure to do what others can do. So we bury our feelings deep down where no one can see them, but only we can feel them. The more we bury these feelings, the larger they grow. So we have to face these feelings and examine the truth in them. Secondly, we have to remember that we weren't born feeling unworthy or inadequate in our early years when our view of the world was forming. If you watch babies and children, they have no concept of fear or unworthiness. They express their feelings as and when they feel like it. Our caregivers, or those who thought they knew better, projected their insecurities and feelings of unworthiness on us. Knowing this helps us to understand that our feelings are not ours. They were given to us. I first learnt about this from a book and a video I watched from a therapist known as Marissa Peer. From her teachings, I learnt that the universal force or the infinite intelligence that governs this world wants us to be in this world. And this makes us worthy of everything that is good in our world. The third thing that I'm doing to help me overcome the feeling of unworthiness is changing the images of how I view myself. There's a saying that goes, action follows thought, and what we think about, we bring about. We have to be aware of the thoughts that pass through our mind, and we have to nip those negative feelings of unworthiness in the bud. It's so easy to run away with our thoughts, but we have to take control of these thoughts before they create negative feelings in us. I know this isn't as easy as it sounds, but like all things, the more that we become aware of our feelings and our thoughts, the easier it gets. The fourth thing that you can do to help you overcome unworthiness is to accept that you're not perfect. None of us are perfect. This helps us to understand that no one is perfect. We see images on social media of what appears to be people's perfect lives, bodies and lifestyles. But we forget that these are just a glimpse of their lives. For all we know, the rest of their life may be a mess. And how much time and money are they spending to make it seem like they lead a perfect life? It's okay to be real and be yourself. Just be you, because you are unique and no one else can do you like you do. And also, why be a copy of someone else? So these are just my starting points on how to overcome the feelings of unworthiness.
Sway, New Milton, Hinton, Christchurch, Folkestone and finally Bournemouth. Our scheduled time to arrive in Bournemouth today, 15:43.
I hope what I've shared here helps you. So how about you? Do you have any tips we can all learn from when it comes to overcoming the feelings of unworthiness? So we're nearly home now. I hope you've enjoyed this walk around town with me. And if you have, I'd love you to subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.